Shout out to Cats Pod.
1 second. A good defensive play for Montana State.
Touchdown, Tommy Milan is electrifying.
Welcome to the Cats Pod. What's up, Podcats? I don't know what you're talking about right now. I don't know why you started us off like that.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I just had to make sure that my screen was set up, and all of a sudden you made a very inappropriate joke, which it probably made it on the podcast. I don't know. We were probably recording at that point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, who cares? All right, so we haven't recorded in about a month. We've been pretty busy over the last month, honestly.
Summer activities. It hasn't been very summery, but there have been activities.
Yeah, we've done the summer activities, even though the weather did not warrant there being summer activities.
Yeah, we got Ben's bachelor party out of the way.
We did.
In a very, very how do I put this? Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened
if
whatsoever.
anybody
Nothing,
finds if anybody finds a missing Air Force One,
okay,
you
one
call
second.
Ben.
One second.
Oh yeah, here. We need the mate to this shoe.
Butte, Montana. If you have a left Air Force One, a totally toasted left Air Force One, it's still somewhere in Butte, Montana, Butte, America, and I only have the right Air Force One now. So, I mean, I've got a backup pair because I've always got backup Air Force Ones, but I have sentimental value with this one now.
Yeah, yeah. It was just missing. Not really sure where it went. Not really sure how it happened. But
woke up on a Sunday morning and it was like, "Where's my other shoe?"
Ben blew a shoe.
Yeah, I blew a shoe in Butte, Montana.
Yeah,
It was a great time, though.
It was
great
fun.
bachelor party. Eric threw me
Yeah.
a great bachelor party. It was a hell of a time.
yeah. There was no alcohol consumed on that one. None.
Never. Nope, not one bit.
No shots. None of that. No hanky panky for
No,
sure.
definitely not. But now it sounds like there was.
Yeah.
That was kind of, I don't know why you had to throw me under the bus like that. Because there definitely wasn't any. There was drinking.
Yeah.
There was no hanky-panky. Unless you count me cuddling with our buddy Miles. That was about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. There was definitely some cuddling going on between you two.
Yeah.
I don't really want to get too far into it. But
Yeah. We can leave that where it is. We can leave that. We can let that lie. The only real big news that we've had out of the Bobcats in these last few weeks is the scheduling change.
Yeah. We lost what could have been a pretty good game.
Could have been a decent game. I mean,
Stephen F. Austin was pretty terrible, but they were at least a well-known team with, some notoriety to them.
we at least heard their name before.
Okay, so I got to tell you why I'm actually very annoyed by this schedule change, and why I now have an official personal vendetta against Stephen F. Austin. I'll forever root against them. Cody's wedding was supposed to be on the bye week strategically.
It was strategically made for the bye week. It was planned like a true Cats fan.
Yeah.
Putting your wedding on the bye week. Perfect time placement.
And now it's not on the bye week, which just kills me. I mean, I know he's a big Cat fan too, goes a bunch of games and everything, so we'll be able to watch.
Yeah.
But there's not even an option to go to this game.
Not even an option to go to this game. And also, I feel like the timing of it, I don't know what time of the day it's going to be, but I'm guessing it's going to fall right in the middle of something that we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the time or anything like that. I mean, we did dive a little bit into Mercyhurst, and I'm guessing it's probably not going to be watchable. But
I think
then
that
again,
people want to hear our journey with Mercyhurst, though.
stress-free wins are the best wins.
Stress-free wins are the best wins. But we did a little searching on Mercyhurst because we were just trying to figure out who Mercyhurst is. And we found their website, and a couple funny things about this website. If you try to join their Gridiron Club, the webpage does not exist.
Yeah.
We were like, who's joining this Gridiron Club? Then we clicked on it, and all of a sudden we found out nobody is, in fact, joining this Gridiron Club.
I mean, these guys got smoked last year by teams you have never even heard of. I mean, and when I say you haven't heard of them, I can promise nobody has heard of these towns.
Unless you're from Pennsylvania.
And there was so the crazy thing is there's 3 different University of Pennsylvanias that they played: Indiana, Edinburgh, and California University of Pennsylvania. That's weird.
Yep, all 3 of those. All 3 of the University of Pennsylvanias that aren't the University of Pennsylvania.
I think we need to start like a Northern Montana University of Montana.
Yeah.
Or Northern Montana State
But we
University.
have to name it after some random state. It's got to be like Delaware. Delaware University of Montana. Because none of these make it. How is there an Edinburgh University
I
of
don't know.
Pennsylvania? How do you have the Fighting Scots?
Well, they have
playing?
a California University of Pennsylvania. Can you get very much further away from California in
It's tough.
Pennsylvania?
You could just do Maine.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
the
it's-
California University of Maine would
Just-
be the only thing that's further away that would make any less sense.
Tack
And
on a couple
what's worse
hours.
than that? What's worse than that is you play against California University of Pennsylvania and you lose 19-58. That is who we're filling our schedule with. I know when it's like last minute and there's somebody who falls out, it's hard to make a matchup, but when one of their biggest matchups of the year was number 10 Slippery Rock University, not a made-up name, and you lose 31-75, I feel like we could play against like University of Montana Western, and it would be better than
Yeah.
that.
And this is an FCS school. This is, I mean, but they got smoked by everybody, even the Allergy Pills University,
Yeah.
the Claritin.
The Clarion. Clariton University, they beat them by 1 point.
Yeah. The Allergy Pills aren't very good at football.
No, they're not good, but
Better than Mercyhurst.
But Zizal would have beat them definitely. Clariton,
No doubt.
Clariton can't hold up to the old Mercyhurst Shamrocks, but Zizal definitely would.
I do like the Seton Hill University. It's almost like Seton Hall,
Yeah.
but it's Seton Hill.
It's the hill by the hall. It's the hill near the hall.
Yeah.
That was first responders and military night,
And they got blanked.
and they got blanked 14-0. They did not respect the troops that day. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, so it looks like they played only in Pennsylvania except for Ferris State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
In West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia. Yeah, I missed that one.
Shepherdstown, West Virginia.
So
Yeah.
all of those weird named schools are from Pennsylvania.
This must be like a brand new program or something.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's weird. I mean, how did we have to pay these guys?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean,
They might need the money for the bus trip, though.
yeah.
They might need the money for. I don't think we're paying for planes, but I think they're going to be on a Greyhound bus from Pennsylvania all the way to Bozeman.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this is a strange school to say
Yeah.
the least. I can only imagine if our third team isn't putting up 21, 28 points on these guys.
It's a travesty.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a disappointing performance if they're not destroying them in the first quarter.
Ferris State beat them 54-12.
Yep.
If Ferris State can beat them 54-12, what are the Cats going to do to them?
It's going to be. Have you seen the scores from the USA under 18 basketball team?
No.
They beat a team 150-54.
What's the point of playing?
I feel like that's the type of game we're about to see, except they're not going to get to 54. We're going to get like the football equivalent of that score.
Should we make a gentleman's bet over under 75 on that game?
I think we should. Just me and you.
I want over.
Me and you want to, I think we're both taking over and we get punished if it goes under.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, this is going to be a butt whooping of epic proportions, and I do wish we still had Stephen F. Austin. That is just when you're looking at a grand total of a season, Stephen F. Austin win looks better than Mercyhurst.
Yeah. That's not going to get you any points when it comes to playoff time. That's not going to help you out
No,
in
not at
any
all.
way, shape, or form. They're
I
not
mean-
going to give you any credit for that win.
Thankfully, it's still an FCS win, so you don't have that really against you.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. It's not the same.
No.
And you want to know why they backed out on us?
Why'd they back out?
They're scared.
They have to be.
They were quaking in their boots.
What's crazy is Mercyhurst isn't.
Yeah.
Mercyhurst isn't scared.
Mercyhurst got some
They're going to show up.
balls.
Larry the Laker's going to be there.
Yep.
Larry
Yep.
the Laker, who's apparently the mascot for the Mercyhurst University.
That took some digging, by
And
the way.
yeah. Eric had to dive deep to find that one out. And Larry the Laker's willing to show up, but old Stephen F. Austin is not willing to show up.
Quaking
Not
in their boots.
Exactly. They're probably pointy-toed boots.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you had a room for the Stephen F. Austin game, cancel it.
Yeah,
It's-
right
the
now.
game is the
It's
next
not worth
weekend.
it, and it's not worth. Cancel it the next weekend too, because I don't know if it's going to be worth it.
Very-
If it's the only game you can make all year, it's always great to watch a Cat game. But also,
Yeah.
you don't really need to watch that one.
That's going to be a barn burner, let me tell you.
Yeah. Located in Erie, Pennsylvania. It is pretty eerie.
Yeah.
No.
We never really did see much on why Stephen F. actually canceled other than being a bunch of chickens. But, I mean, Leon Costello put that thing out, and he was like, pretty disappointing. You know, this is disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
To make a change this late was, you know, all of a sudden he's scrambling to figure out a way to get us a game
Yep.
and just keep us actually playing.
And there's just nothing there for them to do. And there's no explanation, at least in the media, from Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah,
we don't
nothing
have
I've
any
seen.
we don't have any insider information on this. So
But we do have a game, and it is still an FCS game.
it's just on the
So
wrong week.
Thank goodness we don't have 2 bye weeks in a row, because I can only imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal.
No.
Unless we probably will need somebody to be resting at that point. I don't know. It's pretty early in the season.
Yeah.
It's not deep into the season at all, so it doesn't even really help you in that way either.
Well, and now we have 3 games, then a bye week,
And
then
the entire season.
5 games,
Oh, okay.
I believe, then another bye week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it kind of threw a wrench into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Stephen F.
Yeah.
I
thanks
hate
very
you.
much.
I freaking hate you.
I freaking hate you so much, man. You suck so bad.
Yeah.
All right. So some things that are coming up as far as the Bobcat Collective I saw today. Something that I was hoping that Eric and I would be able to make it to, but now looking at scheduling, probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like maybe it might happen. There's like an outside chance that I might be able to make it, but I'm not seeing it as going super well. So the Bobcats are doing their Prowling with the Cats tour where they're going to, I think it's Great Falls, Butte, and Billings is what it is. And the Great Falls happy hour with the players is on July 9th, a Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Yeah. Not ideal timing.
No.
Considering it's a Tuesday and most people don't get off work till 5 anyways. So,
If it was 6 to 8, it'd be a lot easier to make it.
oh yeah, or
It'd be a lot
5:30
easier. Yeah,
even.
5:30 to 7:30. But yeah, 4 to 6. I don't exactly know what my work schedule is going to be looking like on a Tuesday at that point because I'll be starting a new job. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to make happy hour. I can't go to the new boss of 2 weeks and be like, hey, I got to head over to Ribbon Shop and go drink with some football players. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
Well, maybe your boss or your new boss is going to be a Cat fan and be
That's
like,
possible.
"Yeah, can I come with?"
Yeah, that would be good. That would be actually spectacular. Like we're bringing the IT team down to the meet and greet.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll just call it team building exercise.
Oh, I like that. That's my favorite kind of team building. I really wish we could make a new appearance in Butte after the appearance we made a couple weeks back.
It's going to be a little while before I go back to Butte.
I feel like I could go right back into the Thunderdome right
boy.
now.
I think it's probably best we not show our faces in Maloney's for a little bit.
They loved us there. Come on.
Well,
We're big fans.
The bartender was a Grizz fan, and I kept asking her if she'd say "Go Cats" for hours, and she just kept getting madder and madder.
Yep. And then we booed at that poor old woman who was getting kicked out of the bar. So that wasn't our best look.
That was her fault.
It was her fault.
And the bartender asked us to do it. So
yeah. She was like, I'll say go Cats if you boo this lady. And so we booed.
Oh, and we booed.
And we booed.
Oh, we booed.
Yeah.
The decibels in there it was rocking.
Yeah. It was quite a time at Old Maloney's. All right, so we were going to do some Big Sky Conference preview a little bit. We had the first Way Too Soon article previewing what the conference is going to be like. Came out 9 hours ago from Sports Illustrated. So we were like, okay, what are we thinking? It's still what? We're still a good 2 months outside of the season?
Oh, yeah.
2.5 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 months outside of the season.
First
And
game
now we're
was the
looking at it.
24th. Oh, speaking of the first game, did you see the charter to go to New Mexico?
They have a charter?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Terrible time.
Terrible timing. Yeah.
But the
They
charter...
they need to consult with us before they schedule these things.
well,
I don't know why they're not calling us up before they schedule these events.
So it's fly out of Bozeman.
Yeah.
Early.
Mhm.
Get there before the game, go to the game, and then fly out immediately after back to Bozeman.
Yikes.
Yeah, for $650, I was like, nope.
I'm going to be trying to find a way to watch the game in Florida. I don't know if there's going to be an easy way to do that. Shout out to ESPN Plus, though. I think they'll make it easy for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Hopefully.
It'll be available.
All right. So looking at some storylines for the Big Sky Conference, we're going to go over some key players to know for this season. A lot of people that we've heard of before, but during the offseason, they're not people we're normally going to bring up.
Yeah.
Because most of our talk has all been about recruits and just who's coming back for the Bobcats and what we think about them. So we're going to touch on a few players from around the conference, and then we're going to go over way too early rankings of all the teams in the Big Sky.
Yeah. Lan Larison is the first one to know. UC Davis. I mean, he was pretty cool at the beginning of last season,
Mm-hmm.
and he definitely picked it up toward the end.
Yeah.
But I still think we have 3 running backs that are better than Lan Larison.
I do too. I mean, it's very homerish, but
Yeah.
he did average 137.6 yards per game.
Oh, he's good. He's really
Like,
good. But
he's really good, and I think he was the only reason they made the FCS playoffs, because wasn't he coming back at that point? So they gave him like a bump because of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a really good player. It's UC Davis, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know where they're going to end up, but it's probably not going to be a huge draw playing
No.
against UC Davis.
No. But the next one, we can talk
No.
about this guy all day.
Yeah, we've never talked about this guy before, so
Never.
we might as well talk about him again. You know,
Brody Grebe,
Brody Grebe.
obviously one of the faces of the Big Sky Conference. Offense, defense, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
He's all over, held on every play.
Yep, obviously. You know,
Yeah, if he
still
should,
gets all these sacks, still got 18.5, even though he's held on every single play.
yeah, double team, triple team, doesn't matter. Still eating lunch. So, no, he's definitely one to keep an eye on, and he's definitely the heart of our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he definitely belongs.
He got
Right
the
there.
number and everything. He's definitely the most Montana guy of all on the entire team.
Cowboy.
The cowboy Brody Grebe.
The next one is Caden Bennett, Sac State quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think everybody knows who he is, and he is pretty good.
He's somebody that you got to watch out for, because if he catches fire in one of these games, he's kind of a game changer where he could turn a blowout into like a pretty tight game that you have to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, and it says right on this article, his biggest area of improvement next season will be consistency, and that's actually exactly right. I mean, he could be so fun to watch, and then you wonder what he's doing sometimes.
He was super streaky at times, kind of hard to watch when he was going very poorly, but one of the most fun quarterbacks outside of the Bobcats to watch when he was really doing his thing.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's going to take him being super consistent and, as good as he showed last year for them to really, I think, even, have a chance to make the playoffs.
I don't know. I feel like they lost their running back from last year.
I can't
and
even
they don't
remember.
have much returning for running back. I think their entire team is going to be offensively relying on Caden Bennett.
Probably.
I think it's going to be a majority of how they're doing throughout the season is going to depend on how well he is playing, personally.
Yeah. Next one's Junior Bergen.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks, but
Yeah.
he's great. You know,
Yeah, he is single-handedly the only reason the Grizzlies won those last 3 games
Yeah.
before the national championship.
yeah, he's
The only reason.
such a weapon. It's unreal.
No, his return game is the best in the FCS, and it's not close. And he's also pretty darn special on offense. So
Yeah.
he definitely belongs here. I hate to talk about it, but
Yeah, he is one of the players to talk about
Yeah.
going into the
Yeah.
season for sure. Somebody to keep an eye on week to week.
yeah.
Definitely.
Elijah Ponder, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of this guy either. It says he put together a historic season for the Mustangs. He's from Cal Poly. He led the team with 13 tackles for loss and 10 sacks. 10 sacks were 9th in program season history, which I don't know if we should be talking about Cal Poly's program records right now.
I mean, their defense was atrocious last year, so it's hard to see. I mean, I know that he had a really nice season and everything, but
Yeah.
I mean, he was on the field constantly. You would expect a lot out of somebody who never gets off the field, I guess, but
Yeah.
apparently, I mean, of course, we don't know anything about him, so
Yeah, not personally. But he got an 89.9 from Pro Football Focus, so that's huge.
yeah,
Number 6 ranked nationally among FCS defensive ends. Like, he's got to be a stud. He's got to be doing something right. There's just nothing around him to make it dangerous at all.
yeah. No, he's a heck of an individual player, I think, is the big thing here.
Somebody you got to make sure that you game plan for, but is really not going to change the game enough to make a huge impact.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last notable player we have returning is Dallas Afalava.
Afalava, I love it.
Afalava, that's a good name. He goes to Idaho though, so we can't be a big fan.
We'll see him.
You know, I
We'll
don't.
see him
We'll
this
see
season.
him. We'll see him pretty soon.
Yeah.
He was a true freshman for the Vandals. Looks like he got some sacks, played some pretty good football on the D line. Got honorable mention last year, so he's somebody who could make that big second-year jump and be a player to try and keep out of the backfield. But it's really hard to sack a guy like Tommy, so I don't know how much of an impact that's going to make, especially with the line that the Bobcats have. I don't think it's going to be too much of a game changer.
I mean, I'm sure this guy will beat up on other, I'm sure he'll get his throughout the course of his season, and he'll have himself a nice season, especially since he did all that last year as a true freshman. And Idaho was pretty good, so
he was getting
makes
decent
sense.
minutes as a freshman on a pretty good team.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he definitely is going to be probably a stud player we have to worry about for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Notable incoming transfers from South Dakota State, we have Will Liata. said it
Sacramento
fast.
State,
What did I say wrong?
South Dakota State.
Damn. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I think Butte's still running in my veins. Sacramento State. My apologies. Linebacker. Where did he transfer from?
Utah Tech.
Utah Tech transfer. One of the biggest additions, and he's filling the void of Armour Bailey. 3-time all-conference selection, including earning first-team honors as a sophomore in 2022. Over 3 seasons, Liata recorded 213 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups.
And he chose Sac State.
And he chose Sac State.
Interesting.
He must believe in Caden Bennett,
Yeah.
or he's from Sacramento.
Yeah, that could
You
be.
know? It's one of those two things.
Yeah.
He's either from Sacramento or he really likes Caden Bennett.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a resume.
Yeah. Somebody has to help out that defense.
Yeah.
And Will just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Will was like, "Will do.
I'll
All
be
right?
that guy.
I'll be that guy. I'll help you out. Don't worry about it."
Abraham Williams
Abraham
transferring
Williams.
to Idaho, a DB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks pretty. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill on that.
Mm-hmm.
On that back in the back court. I don't know. I'm trying to. I lost my words
In the
there.
secondary.
Secondary.
Big
there
thing
we
in
go.
the secondary. Weber State defensive back transfer.
Interesting.
Weber State transferring from Weber State to Idaho, transferring in conference.
Yeah,
That's pretty bold.
it is. I don't know if Weber State plays Idaho, but I bet there's some bad blood there.
There's got to be something wrong if you're going to somewhere else within the conference.
Yeah, I mean, they needed him.
Yeah.
They needed somebody who has had a pretty good season the year before, and looks like they got him.
Idaho looks like they added a bunch of people. Idaho might be somebody to watch because they also added North Alabama's KJ Trujillo and Northern Iowa's Corey Thomas Jr. Both are expected to compete with Williams for a starting cornerback spot. So they're trying to set up a lot of competition in that secondary.
Yeah.
We also picked up a lot of DBs. So I feel like that was just kind of the move this offseason, was a lot of teams picking up a lot of DBs and creating a bunch of competition within their rosters.
Yeah, I mean, as wide receivers get more and more talented every year, you can see why they're so highly sought after. Good ones.
Yeah.
We got another in-conference transfer for this one.
Yeah.
Justice Jackson coming from Eastern Washington to Idaho State.
That's interesting.
From one toilet team to another. No, I'm just kidding. Idaho State had a pretty good offense last year, and all things considered.
I feel like we doubted Idaho State way too many times last year, and they burned us a lot throughout the season.
Well, they are able to put up points. I mean, most of it was through the air, though, it seemed like.
Yeah.
So I guess they thought that's what they needed, was a big running back, and I don't blame anybody for leaving Eastern Washington.
Yeah, it is a tough team to play for, especially because their entire offense last year focused around that one wide receiver pretty much.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
They focused everything around one wide receiver, and that wasn't working for them, and it seemed like they refused to try and go to the ground. So I would see a lot of reasons why you would want to leave that kind of offense.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is that they're going to figure out a way to get this guy the ball and, just kind of funnel more of their offense on the ground, make it a little less one-dimensional, I guess. So, yeah.
I don't know how scary this guy's going to be because listing off his stats here, he played 37 games over the past 4 seasons, and he rushed for over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns over the course of 4 seasons.
It's tough.
That's 300 yards a year.
Yeah.
We have running backs that get 300 yards a game.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to worry about somebody who gets 300 yards a year? I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, that's an interesting transfer.
Yeah.
I think I would have put our transfer from Maine, Rohan,
Oh, for sure.
over that.
Yeah, Rohan looks insane, and he transferred from way out of left field. I don't think anybody really knew him before this as far as Big Sky Conference goes, and he is going to be a very surprising player and somebody that we need to fill a role.
Yeah.
For sure. I think he is
But I
one
would
of
have
the most
put him
dangerous transfers.
over this guy for
Oh,
sure.
over this guy? Definitely. Over most of the people they have on this list for Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated doesn't know. They don't
Sports
know.
Illustrated hasn't been cool since, 2003.
Ronda Rousey cover.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey cover was the last time.
And the top offense goes to Montana State. And how can you argue?
You can't.
Yeah, how can you argue that?
I have no way to play devil's advocate for this because when it comes to the production of the offense, it just doesn't compare anywhere else. I know it's primarily a rushing offense.
Yeah.
That would probably be the only argument you could make if there's a more balanced team, but I can't really think of one that is as potent on one side of the ball and also balanced.
Yeah, I really think that this is going to be more of a balanced offense than we've seen in the last few years for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tommy's still the most mobile quarterback in the Big Sky Conference, the best runner, the fastest runner, the smartest runner.
Yep.
But he also has an insane, probably the best arsenal of weapons he's ever had.
Oh, yeah. Talking about the wide receivers that we have right now.
It's incredible.
And the ones we've kept and also bringing in more people and people becoming eligible.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. And then, like we just said, Rohan Jones coming in. All of the running backs that we have. It's an insane level of talent on the offensive side of the ball. And the defense is no slouch.
Yeah. I still think the Cats are going to be toward the top of the nation in rushing.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that they're going to make a jump this year in their passing game. That's just no reason they shouldn't.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about their wide receiver, tight ends, running backs aside.
Yep.
You have Laniata Alexander.
Yep.
Who didn't even get to play last year because of transfer issues.
Mm-hmm.
You have Ty McCullough, who was a dog last year.
Yeah.
You have Taco Dowler,
Yep.
who needs no introduction.
No.
You have Aiden Garrigan. I mean, the list goes on. I
Yeah.
mean, there's still more guys I haven't even named
Yeah.
that played last year a fair amount.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why Tommy isn't going to throw quite a few touchdowns this year.
Yeah. I hate to interject this with something silly, but I did think of one reason where I might have to go to the Ribbon Chop to go see the Cat players
Why's that?
if Taco Dollar's there.
Oh, yeah.
Being with Taco Dollar at a Ribbon Chop house when he had the greatest commercial of all time last year for Ribbon Chop, I think it's something I have to experience once.
That's fair.
I might just make a sign and stand outside of Ribbon Chop because they got those mirrors all around the side of it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a Cat's Pod sign and be like, sorry, couldn't get off work.
Just tape it to the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really should be the most dynamic offense we've seen
Yeah.
since Denarius McGee days.
Oh, yeah. It's
I
gonna be
really
crazy
believe
fun.
that.
I'm so excited to watch any of these games. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch because I just love watching offense,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially a dynamic offense.
So, according to Sports Illustrated, Eric, don't get too angry.
This
According to
this is
Sports
just
Illustrated,
this is
not
obnoxious.
according to the Cat's Pod. I just want to make that very clear, all right? This is not our opinion. Sports Illustrated says that the top defense in the Big Sky Conference is Montana.
Boo.
Yeah, terrible take. Absolutely horrible take.
Cue Moni Moni.
Cue Moni Moni.
I
I
can't
don't-
understand this. I mean, I know that they have, a few pretty good returning players. I get that, but they lost a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, replacing Alex Gubner is not easy.
No.
Replacing Braxton Hill is not easy. Those are two integral parts of their defense last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that you get, Gradney and Ryder Meyer and,
I think what they're focusing on here is just they're thinking that Bobby Houck is going to do the same thing he did last year, where it's like they have a really disjointed defense towards the beginning of the year, but then they pull it together throughout the season, and then they're actually good at the end of the year.
and
But they're going to be actually good, not number one.
I could get behind that if you had your senior leaders like that. I mean,
Yeah.
those two. I mean, you're talking Braxton Hill is, he was a senior from Anaconda, Montana. Like,
Yep.
those are and Alex Gubner was maybe the best defensive player in the FCS last year.
Oh, probably up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Up around the
doesn't.
top.
It doesn't make sense how you can lose as much as they lost with graduation and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and still be the best defense in the FCS. I don't see it.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it either.
Of course
I don't
I'm
really
biased.
believe in it. Oh, yeah.
Biased.
Very highly biased. All right. On that note, we're going to go through. We got the FCS Football Central's predicted order of finish for the Big Sky Conference. And they started off right. Okay. I think we'll run through this list and then we'll just talk about the changes that we would make to it.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
All right. So it's got number 1, Montana State. Number 2, Montana. 3, Sac State. 4, UC Davis. Tied for 4th, Idaho. 6, Weber State. 7, Eastern Washington. Tied for 8th, we have Idaho State and Portland State. Then 10, Northern Arizona. 11, Cal Poly. And 12, Northern Colorado. I think the big question that everybody is wanting us to ask is this year Northern Colorado gets a win? Because I believed in them all year last year. They played a lot of close games, and I was trying to get the bandwagon going for the Bears, and it never worked out.
I really think that the bottom two are correct in that order. Cal Poly will be better than Northern Colorado has nothing going. They never did have anything going for them. Cal Poly, we just saw that Sports Illustrated thinks they have a potential, player of the year.
Player to watch.
Yeah. So
You
I
got a
think
player to
that's
watch,
probably
and they're
right.
11th,
I think Northern Arizona is going to be better than Portland State and Idaho State. I mean, Idaho State maybe, but I think Northern Arizona is better than those two.
I kind of wanted to move Idaho State up ahead of Eastern Washington, move them in the 7th spot.
I could
tie
definitely.
Eastern Washington with Portland State.
The only reason and you can go either way with this because they both have such distinct home field advantages.
Yep.
You have the red field in Eastern Washington, which I don't know anybody that plays good on that field, and you have extreme elevation at Northern Arizona.
Yeah.
And nobody really plays well at Northern Arizona, so you could. I mean, I could definitely see putting them over even Eastern Washington.
Yeah. I would have them way higher than 10th for sure.
Yeah.
That's one that definitely has to move up.
Yeah.
Weber State kind of looks like they're in the right spot, right in the middle of the pack.
I think so.
Yeah, I see Weber State being that kind of team. Next one up, Idaho and UC Davis being tied for 4th. I would honestly move Idaho up to 3.
I would too. I would actually swap. So there's 3 Sac State and then tie for 4th UC Davis, Idaho.
Yeah.
So I would put Idaho firmly at number 3.
Yeah.
And then I would go UC Davis, and then I would go Sac State.
Yeah.
UC Davis, they had a rough start to the season, but figured it out and honestly had an argument to beat Sac State into the playoffs since they won the head-to-head.
Yep.
So I do think that UC Davis is going to be pretty good, but Idaho, I mean, they're the guys that are playing this year played a lot of games for injured players last year.
Yeah.
And then they brought a ton of transfers in.
Yeah, they got a ton of really high-quality transfers.
So I think Idaho.
They also just re-signed their coach, too.
Yeah, and he's and they also. I mean, the Kibbe Dome's hard to play in. That's a fact.
Yeah, we found that out last year.
Yeah,
I'm still not allowed to go watch games at the ranch.
we don't talk about the Kibbe Dome.
Yeah, we
Don't
don't
wor-
talk
that little
about
guy.
the
I wouldn't
Kibbe
worry
Dome.
about that little guy.
Do you see Montana finishing up there?
Oh yeah,
Are they still going to be that kind of quality?
Montana has the easiest schedule in all of the Big Sky.
Do you think the quarterback situation is going to make any waves for them?
I mean, I feel like if they don't commit to Ayat from the start and stick with him, that's going to be the death of the season for them.
That could be trouble. And they do have a great running game, so they can deal with some
Growing pains.
some not so great quarterback play. But I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's gonna be good enough to be number 2 in the conference.
I mean, 1 and 2 is going to Montana State. Montana's going to come down to Cat Grizz.
Yeah.
But Montana State has a legit hard schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, we have FBS to start this season. We play almost everybody that's difficult besides the Grizzlies on the road.
It's not quite as tough as it was last year, but it's still a tough schedule, especially at the end of the year.
I mean, we have Idaho at home. That's a tough game.
Yep.
We go to Eastern Washington. That sucks. We play Sac State, where we have to go to UC Davis, and then we have the Grizzlies. I mean, that's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
It really is. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies get all their any hard game they have is at home, and their non-conference is a bunch of scrubs. I mean, North Dakota, they lost their quarterback. I mean, they're not going to be that good.
It's not something that I just don't see it going the way these guys are thinking about it. I don't know who writes these articles for Sports Illustrated, but
I mean, if the Grizzlies don't go, I mean, if they don't only have 1 loss to the Cats, that will not surprise me at all.
it could happen for sure.
I mean, they just don't play anybody really.
Yeah, they're gonna have a tough game against North Dakota early in the season.
Kind of tough.
Kind of tough.
North
game.
Dakota isn't that good.
But yeah, it's like Weber State, Northern Arizona,
Both
Northern
at home.
Colorado.
Both those games are at home. They get UC Davis at home.
Cal Poly, UC Davis at home, Portland State. They're not playing any of the major players.
They don't have
any of
Idaho.
the top players.
They don't have Sac State. They don't have. I mean, they get Weber State at home, but Weber State is on
middle.
the edge.
We put them right mediocre middle of the pack.
Yeah. And they don't have to go to Northern Arizona this year, which changes things. And yeah, it's a soft schedule. I mean,
The only thing that could make it softer is if Cal Poly was on it.
it is.
Oh no, Cal Poly is on it. I missed
They
it.
get all of the bottom dwellers.
They do. They play 11th, 12th, 10th, week to week to week.
Yeah.
That is pretty. They could very well be undefeated
But then-
when they go into Cat Grizz. That
Look at
could
their-
definitely happen.
Look at their non-conference. I mean, North Dakota is Missouri State, North Dakota, Morehead State, Western Carolina.
You don't think North Dakota is going to be as good as they were last year?
I really, really don't. I am
Because they beat
convinced.
North Dakota State last year. They're not a bad team.
They did, but they lost a lot. And not only did they lose players, they lost coaches.
Yeah.
Would their offensive coordinator get poached by North Dakota State?
Yeah, I think that did happen.
So, I mean, their non-conference schedule is really isn't very good. I mean, Western Carolina is okay, I think.
Yeah, and 3 of
But-
their 4 are at home.
Yeah.
They're not playing on the road.
Yeah. Their only away game in those first ones is
At
in
North
Fargo.
Dakota,
Yeah.
in Grand Forks.
So, I mean, yeah, you've got to go to the Fargo Dome and you got to play North Dakota. It's not North Dakota State.
Yeah.
So,
It's the other North Dakota.
yeah.
We're not super worried about it.
Yeah. I don't know what Bobby Houck does to the schedule committee, but he pays them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody knows what I mean.
I think
I forgot.
I don't think you need to go.
I almost did a little hand gesture there, but then I remembered I was on video.
Yeah. This will get us in trouble eventually.
Yeah.
At some point, we're just hoping that's not before the season starts. That's what we're really hoping.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you want to talk about for news?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I'm guessing we probably won't have an episode next week.
No, probably not.
Probably not, because Ben's getting hitched. So
Yeah.
we got to make sure. We're going to be very busy next week setting up for my wedding. So we appreciate everybody's patience with us not putting out so many episodes. But also, there's really just not that much to talk about.
Not really.
You know?
But we are inching closer.
Yeah.
Boys and girls.
Ever closer to the actual football season.
Yeah. And I cannot wait.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
So excited to get married, but also excited for the football season next year.
Yeah. We know where your priorities lie. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube, wherever you're listening to this at. Follow us on Instagram and X if you would like to. Our Instagram's picking up some followers, slowly. Still picking up a few. If we could pick
yeah.
some more up on Spotify, I would really love that.
That'd be cool.
But we're holding strong. The Podcat Nation is holding strong. They're not leaving us behind, which is what I like to see. The subscriber numbers aren't going down.
That's good.
They're not going down.
That's good.
And if one person leaves, I always take it very personally. So just know that. If you are looking at the button right now and you're thinking about clicking
Don't click
to
it.
unsubscribe,
Don't click it.
just know you are personally hurting my heart. And I do cry every single time I see that number go down by 1.
It's never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened. I forgot about it. Well, we picked up another one, so I can forget about it. All right. See you
All right.
guys in a few weeks.
Adios.